Good morning students. In our last lecture we have seen that when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field such that the direction of current is perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field, a force is exerted on the conductor. Now let us assume a condition or imagine a situation inside in which a conductor is moving inside a magnetic field or a magnetic field is changing around a magnet. This was first observed by Michael Faraday. Now we should know who is Michael Faraday. Michael Faraday is belonging to a very poor family. He used to work in the book binding shop. He used to read the physics books that used to come for binding in his shop, and later also he also have listened the lectures of a great scientist, that is Humphrey Davy. So he collected the notes and sent it to Humphrey Davy. So Humphrey Davy called him and appointed him as an assistant in his lab, and he used to do the experiment. He used to see the Humphrey doing the experiment, and he also started doing the experiment, and he has a great contribution in science. He has given the laws of Faraday's laws of electrolysis, and also he has worked on the electromagnetic induction. Now let us talk about the Michael Faraday's experiment. This is a setup of the Michael Faraday experiment. There is a coil AB having large number of turns. The end of the coil A and B is connected to a galvanometer. Galvanometer is a device which detects the presence of current, and we will take a strong bar magnet, and in this you can see here the north pole of the bar magnet, that is here. When it is brought near to the coil, then we see a deflection in the galvanometer towards its right side. This shows that the current is induced in the coil. When we bring the magnet and stop it here, then there is no deflection in the galvanometer, or the galvanometer points to 0, showing that there is no current induced in it. When we take this magnet away from the coil, then again we see the deflection in the galvanometer, but this time it is towards the left side. It shows that whenever the direction of the movement of the magnet is changed, there is a change in the direction of current also. Now if we make this magnet stationary and move the coil towards the magnet, then we will see that there is again deflection in the galvanometer towards its right side, and when we make this coil stop here, then there is no deflection, and when we bring this coil back, then this time the deflection will be towards the left side, showing that there is a current induced in it. So we have seen in this experiment, whenever there is a relative motion between the coil and the magnet, the current is induced. This is Michael Faraday's observation. Let us see what is the conclusion drawn from the Faraday's experiment. Now the first conclusion is the galvanometer shows deflection, or you can say the current is induced only when there is a relative motion between the coil and the magnet. If there is no relative motion between the coil and the magnet, no current will be induced, and if there is a relative motion between the coil and the magnet, that means either you can move the coil towards the magnet or you can move the magnet towards the coil. Whenever there is a relative motion between the coil and the magnet, their galvanometer shows deflection, that means that the current is induced. The second is the direction of the deflection is reversed if the direction of relative motion between the coil and the magnet is reversed. If you move the magnet here, then deflection is towards right side, and when you move the magnet back, the deflection is towards the left side. So direction of the deflection is reversed if the direction of relative motion between the coil and magnet is also reversed. Now let us see the explanation of the Faraday's experiment, whatever conclusion is there. Now when the magnet and the coil are at rest with respect to each other, the total number of the magnetic field lines called magnetic flux remain constant, and hence galvanometer shows no deflection as there is no induced current in the coil. Now if you see this here, this is a magnet here, and this is the magnetic field lines. So the magnetic field lines which are cutting the coil, when we make it stationary with respect to each other, in that case the number of the magnetic field lines, that is also known as magnetic flux, remains constant. It is not changing. So therefore there is no current induced in the coil. So this is the first explanation of the Faraday's experiment. When the magnet and the coil are at the rest with respect to each other, the total number of the magnetic field line, that is called magnetic flux, remains constant, does not change, and hence the galvanometer does not show any deflection as there is no current is induced in it. Now let us see the second explanation given by the Faraday's. Whenever there is a relative motion between the coil and the magnetic flux linked with the coil changes, and hence galvanometer shows deflection, that is the current is induced in the coil. Now if I bring this magnet towards the coil, then more number of magnetic field lines, that is known as magnetic flux, will cut it. And when we'll take it back, then the magnetic field lines becomes lesser and lesser. So whenever there is a change in the magnetic flux, the current will be induced in the coil. So it can be done by both the ways. Either you can bring the magnet towards and away from the coil, or you can move the coil away or towards or away from the magnet. So whenever there is a relative motion between the coil and the magnetic field line, that is also known as magnetic flux, changes. Either it increases or decreases, due to which the galvanometer shows deflection, showing that current is induced in the coil. Now let us see the third explanation of this experiment. When the direction of the relative motion between the coil and the magnet and the coil is reversed, the direction of the deflection in the galvanometer also reverse, as the induced current in the coil also get reversed. Increasing magnetic flux induces current in the one direction, whereas decreasing magnetic flux induces that current in the opposite direction. Now when we are bringing it, when there is a relative motion between the coil and the magnet, when the number of magnetic field line increases, when there is a change and the magnetic field lines goes on increasing, then the direction of the induced current, if it is in right direction, and when we are moving this magnet back, then the number of magnetic field lines become lesser and lesser. So therefore the direction of induced current is on the other side, that is on the left side. So if there is a increase in the magnetic flux, then the current will be induced in one direction, and if there is a decrease in the magnetic flux, the direction of the current will be reversed. So we can say, when the direction of relative motion between the magnet and the coil is reversed, the direction of the deflection in the galvanometer, that is the induced current, that also get reversed. So increasing magnetic flux induces the current in one direction, whereas the decreasing magnetic flux induces the current in the opposite direction. And last, we will define the electromagnetic induction. Now what is the meaning of electromagnetic induction that we have seen in this experiment? The phenomenon of electromagnetic induction is the production of induced current in a coil placed in a region where the magnetic field changes with time. So whenever there is a magnetic field changing with the time, the current is induced, and the production of induced current, this phenomenon is known as electromagnetic induction. So that's why we say the phenomenon of electromagnetic induction is the production of induced current in a coil placed in a region where the magnetic field changes with time.